It's your inspirator motivator. Yeah, man. It's been a minute since I did my podcast, but it's just time. It's just time for me to overcome fear, overcome, not having, the right things that I feel I should have to do, and to just do it. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting to do a podcast for so long, and then when I started it, um, I kind of got afraid because I felt like I didn't have the right equipment and different things like that. Um, I was afraid of how my phone would fit into the phone holder and different things, and so I was just making excuses. And I talked about one time before about climbing a mountain, and you have some people that just climb the mountain. They don't worry about shoes. They don't worry about having the right equipment, the right rope, the right clothes. They just start climbing. And as they start climbing, God provides everything they need. First stop, he'll give them shoes. Next stop, he'll give them the right rope, the right equipment, the right clothes as they climbing up the mountain. But the person that's waiting on trying to get everything um, at the bottom of the mountain is still down there waiting. And so, you know, we gotta, I gotta live by the saying is you just can't talk the talk, but you gotta walk the walk. And so, I just decided today I'm gonna just go ahead and get my podcast going and just do what I need to do. And as I start doing it, God will continue to bless me and whatever equipment He gives me or continues to build. And that's what I do. You know. But just just had this thought, that I had been dealing with, for so long with my weight loss journey, um, that I always felt like 8 years ago, or I would say 8.5 years ago, I always felt like I was always going to be fat. I was pushing 298. I was at 250. And I would see somebody that's about 300, and I would always tell myself I'm not going to get that big. Then I would see somebody that's 350, and slowly but surely, as I was going to the doctor, 260, 270, my weight was steady climbing. And I was always saying to myself, I wasn't going to get that big. But as I got to 298, my vision got blurred. I couldn't see. I didn't know what was going on. I went to the doctor. My doctor said my blood sugar was at 590. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. He said that I shouldn't really be here. I should have been in a diabetic coma. But it was only by the grace of God the reason why I'm here. But he basically said, if I didn't change my attitude and do, different things that I needed to do to get healthy, he was like, don't plan on being here much longer. So it scared the hell out of me. And so I got a gym membership. And in 2016, in May, I signed up for a gym membership, and I've been going hard ever since. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm damn sure not where I used to be. Still learning a lot of stuff, how to eat right, how to eat correctly. I see a lot of people, man, go to the surgery, Bello, and, all these different, fat loss surgeries to remove fat and, put it in different places. But for me, the gym is like therapy. It actually saved my life going through a divorce, going through depression, going to the gym, exercising, saved my life. And so I want to do it the right way. I want to learn as much as I can by getting healthy and fit, eating correctly, exercising correctly, and, just doing it the right way.
Awesome.
And so, information plus application will change your situation. Information minus application won't change your situation. And so I heard what the doctor said. I started applying, what he told me to do, exercise, change what I was eating, started eating healthier, and my situation changed. But I just wanted to talk about and share this fat minded mentality. That's what God was putting in my spirit to talk about fat-minded mentality. And so I always felt within inside of me out of fear that I was always going to be overweight. I didn't feel like I was ever going to lose weight. I didn't feel like I ever was going to get in shape. I just felt like I was always going to be a fat dude. And some people had that mindset of, they look at themselves and, they see that they overweight 300, 350. Oh, I'm big and I'm fat and I'm beautiful. Yeah, you may be big and you may be fat and you may be beautiful. But when you go to the doctor, you're going to have all kind of different illnesses related to being overweight, obese. And, that's just an excuse. That's just a brainwashing mentality that we trick ourselves into having a fat mindset mentality. And so I'm going to break the word down fat in an acronym and use each letter in the word to better explain what I mean personally for me, what fat means. So the F in fat means fear. In order to overcome the fat minded mentality, you must face your fear. And, fear is two things. Fear is forget everything and run, or fear is face everything and rise. And for so long, I was just forgetting everything. I was afraid and I was running. I can remember being afraid of losing weight because, I read where Fat Pun or Big Pun had lost weight, looked very good, gained the weight back, had a heart attack and died. And so I was afraid that if I lost weight and couldn't maintain the weight like Big Pun, that it was a possibility that I was die. So I started being, in my mind afraid that that's what would happen to me. And so I put, Big Pun experiences on my life, not saying that was going to happen. And so just a lot of fear within inside of me of not being responsible or serious in losing the weight. And so often I would just forget everything and run. I would just run away from accountability. My grandmother used to always say, boy, you need to push away from that plate. I had friends rubbing my belly talking about, man, when that baby gonna be due? And, it was always depressing being around certain people because they was gonna tell me the truth. And so, that I had that fear. And so I stopped, putting myself around people. Sometimes I would isolate myself and not go around people that I knew that was going to tell me the truth. And so, but after I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, after I went to the doctor, spoke to the doctor, and began to change what I needed to do, I stopped forgetting everything and running, and I started facing my fears and rising. And so, a lot of times God get your attention in three ways. The first way he'll get your attention by whispering a soft voice within your spirit telling you that you need to change. And you can hear that voice. It's a still small voice, but you can hear it telling you what you need to do to change, what you need to stop doing in order to get better, what you need to stop doing that can cause harm to your body or mind or people around you. And so the first way is that he'll get your attention is that he'll speak to you softly. If you don't listen to that voice and you just ignore it, because the scripture teaches us that the Holy Spirit convicts us to show us our ways and what we are doing are wrong, to correct us, to show us what we need to do to be better. The second way is that he'll send people to you to get your attention. And so a lot of times he was sending people to tell me, like, even though it was in a crack joke, rubbing my belly, telling me to push away from the table, laughing at me because I was overweight. I still ignored it. I basically isolated myself around people and ignored what I needed to do. But the third way God gets your attention is he does it himself. That's the last way you want God to get your attention. Because when he shuts you down, he will shut you down permanently to a point where you have nowhere to run, nowhere to go, and you know your ass is in trouble. Just like when Jonah was in the belly of that fish and he couldn't go anywhere. God will trap you, literally handcuff you into a space where you can't go anywhere. And the only voice that you can hear will be his voice. You know, you won't be able to hear nobody's voice. He will put you in a position where he will isolate you on an island by yourself that no one else can talk to you, and the only voice that you will hear, it won't be no soft whisper voice. This is going to be a roar. It's going to be a lion roar that God is going to get your attention to let you know this is me. And if you don't stop doing what you're doing, there's going to be consequences. Just like in with Paul at the time called Saul on the road to Damascus, where God was speaking to him, he didn't listen. He was sending people to him, telling him he don't need to be doing this. He didn't listen. But that last way, God knocked him off that horse and blinded him. And it was nobody voice he could hear but God. And it said that Jesus says, why do you persecute my church? He heard that voice because God shut him down. So, that's the last way that you want God to get your attention is that he has to do it. You want to listen to yourself and know when you are out of line to get back in line. And that takes a lot of accountability, which is the A in fact, to overcome the fat minded mentality is accountability. We must hold ourselves accountable, but then we must put ourselves around people that's going to hold us accountable. And that's the hard part, because we're going to hold ourselves accountable to a certain point, a point where it's comfortable. But when you put yourself around people that's going to hold you accountable, they're going to hold you accountable to a higher standard. And that's what I'm learning. I joined a challenge, a 30-day challenge to get healthy and to get fit. Never been in a challenge before like this. I've been in like a push-up challenge and different things like this, like that. But I've never been in like a group challenge. And so the challenge is for 6 days, you got to get 10,000 steps. You got to eat right, no sugar, no chips. You got to eat clean, eat healthy, and you have to learn how to eat healthy. And so we have a good coach. She goes to the gym at LA Fitness, Coach Wendelin. She was like, join the challenge. And so, it was a free challenge. And so I joined, and it's been very eye-opening for me because people post, their steps. They post, what they're eating. And I also post, my steps and different things like that. But it holds you accountable because people are watching you to see if you're just going to talk or to see if you're going to walk what you are saying. And so that's accountability to a higher standard. And so a lot of times, we want to hold ourselves accountable to a certain point, but we don't want to put ourselves around people to hold ourselves higher accountability. And that could be anything, on your job, in your relationship, whatever it is good for us to put ourselves around people who's going to hold us accountable to a higher standard to do the things that we need to do to get better on a daily basis. And so, and it's been very good. It's been a great challenge. I'm learning a lot about myself. This is the first week. I didn't get 10,000 steps for 6 days. I got 10,000 steps in 5 days. So I got it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yesterday I didn't get it because I procrastinated. I, did some school shoppings and to get my daughter supplies and different things like that. I had to do her hair, take her hair down so she could get her hair braided today. But it was procrastination because I could have got up early in the morning. I went to my home gym here and got on the treadmill and did the steps. But I procrastinated. But today I didn't procrastinate. I took my baby to get her hair done. She got her hair done while she was doing her hair. It's an LA Fitness right around the corner. I went in there, got on the treadmill for like an hour, got like 7,000 some steps, walked around, had to do a little shopping, got another 8,500 steps. And when I got home, I had 8,600 steps. But I was determined to get 10,000. So I went over to my home gym, hopped on the treadmill for like 15 minutes, and got the rest of the 1,500 steps to get my 10,000 steps. I didn't procrastinate today because I wanted to hold myself to a higher accountability in this group because I knew the group was also trying to get their 10,000 steps. So, it's putting yourself around people that's going to hold you accountable. And, that's a key a lot of times for us. Sometimes we fail that. And so, it's good. It's a good group challenge. And I just wish more churches would do challenges like that. I just wish more churches would focus on being healthy and being fit, not just spiritually and preachers preaching behind the pulpit, but churches have a great opportunity, especially black churches, to bring in, to buy exercise equipment. You got a tax write-off. You can buy some treadmills, some ellipticals. You can buy exercise equipment and create a fitness room like they do at resorts and like they do at hotels, like they do where I live at here in Florida and at my spot. All of these places create fitness complexes for people to have the opportunity to get fit. Why not? Why why the black church is not doing it? It baffles me, especially when we're the black people are the leading people who have heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, diabetes. We're leading in all those categories. And COVID exposed that for a lot of us. And so I don't know why more black churches are not focusing on, having fitness centers a part of their church. I don't know why they don't do challenges like this one where, putting everybody in a group for 30 days, they get 10,000 steps. They put in groups and have a walking group. Um, they do the Daniel fast all the time, which is cool. But is that really helping you get healthy and fit by doing a fast and not teaching what the fast is about, but eating right and doing the right things, exercise to get your heart up to be healthy as you can? And I see a lot of people in church, overweight. I was one of them, overweight, coming to church faithfully, giving money to the church. But what is the church doing to make sure that you are healthy? They giving you the word and different things like that, and expect you to apply the word. But what are they helping you to do to become healthy? And so, they could do a giveaway, pay your membership at a gym, for 6 months to get healthy. It's all kind of different ways and challenges that churches could do to try to help people become healthy and become fit. Bring in yoga instructors, bring in different fitness trainers, set up classes Tuesdays and Thursdays outside of Bible study to teach people how to exercise and become healthy. Have a whole health and nutritious class at the church. Maybe they doing it, but I don't see it. And so, that's the accountability that I'm talking about when it comes to putting yourselves around people who will hold you accountable. The last thing, the T in fat is temperament. Your attitude. And a lot of times my attitude was poor. I just fell into a state of depression. Um, and so my attitude was like really down most of the time, and which caused cortisol to be released, stress to be released, which is, one of the factors of weight gain. And so, it was all mental. And so I changed my temperament. Every day I get up now, if I get on social media, it's people that I know is going to the gym. My guy Clyde, my coach Wendelin, um, Henry Noka in California. I may be missing some people, but those be some of the main people that I be seeing that's in the gym be grind. Sadea is another one. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, but she's another one that's constantly headed to the gym. So when I wake up in the morning and get on my social media, the first thing I'm seeing is people in my eyesight motivating going to the gym, grinding. So, which is another reason why my temperament of energy now is high. And so that energy, Sir Newton's law of energy basically says, and I may be saying it wrong, but energy is never destroyed. It is only transferred from one place to the next. And so, energy is only moved one place to another place. It could be bad energy or it can be good energy. And so I had to, put my mindset around positive energy and um, uplifting energy that's, motivating to go to the gym so that when I wake up and I see it, that energy now flows to me and I'm ready. And so, that's my temperament right now. I get on my YouTube and, there's an algorithm on your YouTube that if you click on something, it'll be repetitive and send you different videos, the same thing you clicked on. So every time I click on, a workout video or, you know, a, um, a muscle video where people are working on different muscles, then there's an algorithm in my YouTube that when I get back on YouTube, there's two or three more videos about working out. And so now when I get on YouTube, there's different videos on there that encourages you to work out, what muscles to work out, how you work on this and how you work on that, how you work on belly fat, how you work on the gain in biceps and triceps, quads and glutes and different things like that. So it's all mental, and it's how you put your mind around those different things and have that mentality to be better. And so that comes with temperament, that comes with your attitude. And so, those are the things that, help me overcome my fat minded mentality of, um, overcoming my fear, overcoming, you know, um, my afraid of losing weight and different things like that. And so I just wanted to share that with you. The next time, you hear that word fat, ask yourself, am I being fearful? Am I being afraid? Am I forgetting everything and run? Or am I facing everything and rising? So when you hear that word fat, am I facing everything and rising? Am I overcoming my fear? Am I holding myself accountable? Am I putting myself around people who's going to hold me accountable? And what is my temperament? Do I have a positive attitude or do I have a negative attitude? And that negative attitude doesn't have to come from other people. It could be a negative attitude within. Whatever you tell yourself every day that you wake up will either help you or destroy you. You can either give yourself affirmations to lift yourself up, or you can destroy yourself by telling yourself that you're not going to make it. And that's what I was doing 8 years ago. I'm always going to be fat. I'm always going to be big. I'm never going to lose weight. And so it was a negative mindset that I was having within myself. Nobody didn't tell me these things. I was telling it to myself. I was defeating myself mentally already before I even got started. But now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. Sometimes I look in the mirror. Sometimes I have to stop and look again to even recognize myself in this journey. And so, I got a little ways more to go. I'm determined to get there. I'm 55. And I looked at my guy, Melly Mel, who's 63, Grandmaster Flash, and he killing it. And he has a lot of good tips as well. So, those are the things that I'm putting my mindset around, trusting in the Most High and my Father in heaven to continue to guide me and show me and do what He's called me to do. for my daughter, um, and for me as a man. And so, another person that, be grinding that I'll be watching is, Sequina in Vegas. She be going hard and teaching her classes and different things like that. And so, just putting yourself around people that when you wake up and look at their page, and they're sending you encouraging energy and lifting you up and doing different things like that. It's positive energy that is flowing through you that motivates you to do what you need to do. And so, that's what I wanted to share with you today on my podcast. I'm gonna start talking about as well, how fathers can gain custody of your child or your children if you are serious about getting custody and um, gaining custody of your children or your child. There's fathers out there that's trying to take care of their children. They didn't went through a divorce or they separated from their children. They having a hard time seeing their children, and so I'm gonna start talking about different ways that you can start as a father, getting custody of your child, or making sure that you spend time with your child, because our children need their father in their lives. We don't need to forget everything and run, but we need to face everything and rise as a father to make sure that we're taking care of our children. So, that's going to be another podcast that I'm going to talk about. That's another lane that I want to get into to help fathers, um, get custody of their children. If they don't get custody, then get visitation rights where you know that you're going to be able to see your child, that mother is not going to stop you from not seeing your child, but you have a custody order. You have a custody order basically, that says you have the right to see your child, and you go through the courts and different things like that. And so, I'm gonna share, my journey, my story about getting custody of my daughter, um, and making sure that I was doing what I needed to do, as a father, to provide what she needs. And so, she just got back from being in Illinois with her mother. Had a great summer with her mom. Shout out to her mom. But she had a great summer. Came back and she was telling me about it. Had a great time. Now she's about to start fourth grade tomorrow, and so she's back in Florida with me, and we're gonna have a great year. Um, I plan on having a surprise for her on her 10th birthday. And so, just time, time is so key that we must spend with our children more than we know. They need time. They need our time. And it needs to be positive time that they spend with us so that as they get older, they have positive memories of their fathers being in their lives and not so much negative memories of their fathers. So, that's another podcast. So, but I'll holler at y'all, man. It's been real. What? Bing, bing, bing. But I'll holler at y'all, man. It's your inspirator, motivator, man. Motivated to win 365. Stay blessed. Have a positive week. Continue to grow, live, laugh, and love. And I'm out. Deuces.